Good evening, Internet, and welcome again to Techies Talking Tech Tonight. This is still a not live episode because we're still working out the kinks, but this is a live tape episode, so we are back again. On tonight's show, we will continue the theme of trying to get caught up on things that have happened in gaming, because, you see, in the video game world, there's a hard line between before Madden and after Madden. Every year, the summer is kind of a doldrums, and before Madden comes out...
Well, it's supposed to be the doldrums.
Yeah, I mean, this year it hasn't been, but it's been doldrums for AAA. So, we covered one indie game on the previous show, 2 weeks ago. We covered Rocket League. And this week we're going to cover Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Everybody's. This is very important when you're trying to find it on the PlayStation Network.
Right, that it's Everybody's Gone to the Rapture and not Everyone's Gone to the Rapture. I nearly gave up on this idea because of that very problem. But usually, so the AAA games are just now starting. So Madden came out last week. Disney Infinity 3.0 came out on Sunday. Metal Gear Solid 5 and Mad Max come out tomorrow. Forza 6 comes out in 2 weeks. Like, the AAA video games have started again. So we are still in the process of getting caught up from the indie games that we missed. So we will start tonight with an indie game that we missed called Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Yep.
So here we are, and let me give us some gameplay.
Right.
So, I have, in some ways, I have a special heart for Everybody's Gone to the Rapture because it's, in some ways, a Gone Home style game. The designer of this game has been willing to refer to this as a walking simulator. You walk around, you discover things in the environment. You're in like a post-apocalyptic rural Britain. Vaguely modern day-ish. It's not really like a period drama like 1800s, but it's in a time. It's set in Britain in a time, and it is very, very British, and it is very narrative-driven. So I'll kind of get out of the way, and you can listen to a little bit of Stephen. There's a love story element to that. People have been,
Stephen and Kate.
People have been on Team Stephen or Team Kate. These are things you hear about on the internet. But it is, you don't run around with a gun. You're not, trying to...
yes, Darwin.
You're not trying to fight. You are wandering around and discovering secrets. And there are twists and turns. And
I fall down things? Apparently not.
Yeah. It's first person, which, like Gone Home, I understand what you're going for because it's more immersive.
It is very immersive.
And
it's also very pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Especially for an outdoor environment, like just the detail with the leaves and things like that. It just looks very nice. Especially for an indie game. Not necessarily... Oh, look, fire.
Yeah.
What is a fire?
I don't know. It seems to have...
Let's go towards the fire.
A life of its own,
what could possibly go wrong? It's... Oh, woohoo. Apparently it's Jeremy.
Apparently this is like a marker you're supposed to follow?
I'm following it.
I haven't played... I'll admit, I haven't played this game.
Where'd it go?
It disappeared off into the
Also,
ether.
look at the shadows changing.
Yeah.
Very rapidly.
So this is running on the PlayStation 4. I think it's right now it's PlayStation exclusive.
I believe that's correct.
We certainly couldn't find it on Steam. Lord knows we tried.
Whoa! Where are you going?
In fact, I know it's published by Sony Computer Entertainment of America. So I'll stop playing dumb. It's published by SCEA. So yes, it's PlayStation exclusive right now.
Yeah, I mean it's always possible that they could release it for wider consumption, but
I mean potentially. But you're probably not going to see this on Xbox. Someday it may come to the PC.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. But this is the kind of game that I think would do very well on the PC.
I'm curious if this is one of those where they'll port it to, I don't know, the Vita.
Well, yeah. But with these graphics, I don't know. You'd have to really down-res it, and that might cut down on the immersion.
That's true. I mean, they are very, very nice graphics.
Yeah, I mean, it looks
good.
Look.
Oh, whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
Let's go check out that spark. Oh, why does it keep running?
So is this like a tailing mission?
Apparently.
Or you can't get too close, you've got to stay a certain distance.
Yeah, I'm going to hide behind this bush over here.
You got to hide behind the bush.
Hiding in the bushes.
Yeah.
They can't see me if I can't see it, right? That's how this works?
Right, and
Those are still the worst mysteries. Whoa, wait, I thought it went that way.
Hey, Jimmy, did you climb a tower to unlock part of the map?
Whoa. Psychedelic. We've all had rejections. It's all spinny and swirly. Gotta get the numbers slightly wrong.
I hate it when that happens.
I think you are a brilliant man, Dr. Hamilton.
Oh, this is just really it's really interesting shit. Oh, there's another one over there.
Yeah. So one of the things that I've heard I've kind of heard discussed about this game, and I'm kind of seeing it now, is part of the beauty of Gone Home is it was such a limited environment.
Mm-hmm.
And so every little detail could be crafted lovingly because it was all real manageable.
Right.
This one, since it's a much larger world, the storytelling is a little less organic, right? There wasn't these spinning light orbs to try and tell you, hey, look, over here. Like Gone Home had none of that. You had this house, and you wandered through it. And yes, there were audio logs that were triggered like this.
Right, but they were disguised in the form of, cassette tapes.
And letters.
Well, and voicemails on the telephone. And that also had, the atmospheric quality of that, I think, was something that was really quite different than...
And also, so I'm not going to spoil this game because it is so plot and story driven.
Yeah, I mean, if you spoil it, there really is no point, right?
There really is no point to playing it.
Where am I now?
What I will say, though, is that the ending plays more into video game tropes than Gone Home did. Gone Home, you were wondering if this was telling a ghost story, but really it was just telling a small human drama.
Which was the beauty of it, really.
Which, to me, is the beauty... very much
stars at night are big
is some of the beauty of Gone Home.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Look at that. Now I'll give you.
This is a very, very British pub.
This is having spent, but I can't smell beer.
Yeah, unfortunately, the little speaker doesn't make smells.
Like a British pub like
really
that.
Problem.
From
what is that? It looks like a
beaker.
Like a yard?
I mean, it looks like a quack glass, but that
does.
That is a super specific reference that not many people are going to get.
Very large quack glass. Ale of the day, 50 pence.
So this is not set in modern day.
I mean, I get the feeling it's kind of like a Cold War era.
Yeah. I like how the cigarette butts are still smoking.
Yeah.
So it's called Everyone's Gone to the Rapture because, in case you haven't noticed, the environment's empty of people. And so, like Gone Home, it is about wandering around an empty environment that seems very familiar, but the absence of people makes it strange.
Wait, can I click on this?
Oh, come on, please. Yeah, so what we're thinking, 80s? Because that's a Walkman.
That's
an original Walkman.
It's not it's not labeled as such, but... Although, wait, but it is a Sony Entertainment game.
Yeah, but...
What does that say?
Dubois?
I think that's what that says.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, getting really caught up in the minutiae of the environment.
But it's good for this kind of game. The minutiae of the environment is part of the thing.
Okay, I can't go in this door.
Can't go in the door.
What about... I can't go in that window. Okay.
So, again...
Wait, what's over here?
There's Gone Home did a better job of that artificial gating. Oh, this door is locked, you need to find the key. Or there was a little bit of artificial gating, but this, again, because...
Well, but almost everything in Gone Home that was out, like that Walkman, I would have been able to click on it and...
Right.
Because it was a PC game. I would have been able to interact with it in some way and listen to whatever song was queued up.
Right, and it would be awesome...
dumb little thing.
Super emotional rock and roll music, which is also the music of my soul.
Sure
that and, of course, techno music, as we all know.
Oh, wait, here's a radio. Can I interact with the radio? See, like, if I go to that, it's the same radio.
It is.
But I can't do anything.
That is an actual pint glass. Like, this game has...
Yeah, those are actual Imperial pint glasses.
Imperial pint glasses with the right bump-out shape for ale.
More Imperial over here. Okay. But I feel like, you know, although this is interesting, I wish that there were more elements that I could actually interact with.
Again, it's...
Like, knock the pint glass over, you know? Like, just dumb things. It's almost like they cribbed the idea of Gone Home, but they didn't understand
no.
They
went for something different. They went for a bigger world. Like, they made this isn't like they tried to make Gone Home and they failed to make Gone Home. They tried to make something in the same genre as Gone Home, but they decided, they made an artistic choice to expand the world. My argument, and kind of my argument, or the opinion that's kind of forming in this look at it, is maybe you lose too much in trying to go too big.
Yeah, see, so this is now the third map that I've come to. I started close to the observatory, and then I worked my way down to near that phone.
So presumably you can walk that entire map.
So I'm guessing that
Shropshire.
You basically follow this orange path
yeah,
almost the entire way around.
Yeah, and don't believe the reviewers who call it Shropshire. Shropshire.
Shropshire?
Shropshire. Shropshire. Most of the
There was a little bit of vibration there. That was interesting. See, okay, and there's these bikes. Like, I should be able to get on a bike.
You should be able to get on a bike. You should have been able to drive the car. You should be able to kick the football.
Instead, I just walk over the football. Oh, I can't walk up. Oh.
Can you walk up the slide?
I can. And list of dumb things.
Do you take damage if you jump off? Can you slide down? No damage.
I do not take damage. Wait, can I spin this thing, maybe? There's a little bit. There you go. There's a little bit of physics going on there.
Yeah. See, but watching... The other thing, and this is one of those, like, super, like, only me problems, because of the more open nature of the world, you're making a lot more adjustments to the camera, such that I am in fact, I'm already getting motion sick just from the 10 minutes we've been playing. Like, I already feel vaguely ill.
Yeah, I mean, I do really have to kind of pan around.
Yeah, and like,
I'm going in the wrong direction.
I even finished Gone Home.
Ooh, there's a gate. I wonder if I can open that gate
without throwing up.
This is how I play these kinds of games. I'm just gonna arbitrarily.
No, you can't. The gate opens.
Yeah. There it goes.
Is there like a use command?
It's an X.
X.
So you press X.
So you should...
I can't open that door.
Yeah.
But then why did it let me open the gate? There's got to be something in here.
Or not? Not necessarily.
Well, like, look at... Yeah, I mean, they obviously went for size of the world.
Yep.
But I think you definitely lose something. Something important. Like, okay, cool, I can open that gate, but there's no other point for me to go in there.
I just don't feel as immersed. I mean, I don't buy this
world. How do I get back into this?
The way I bought the world of Gone Home.
I guess I could have gone around. Maybe there is a back entrance in there.
I totally believed I was in a real place in Gone Home. Here, I really believe I'm in a video game.
Well, we've also all had that experience of Gone Home where you come home and there's no one home.
Right.
And you think there should be people home.
Do not attempt to leave. You will be detained. Quarantine. Okay.
Nope, can't go in.
There, that's
new.
I mean, there's definitely mystery and intrigue here, and it's a beautiful world. You know, I'm more down on this game possibly than I should be.
I mean, overall, the critics do not rate it as well as they rated Gone Home.
No, but I mean, on some level, like, that's not totally fair.
There we go. It did something. The light is flowing like liquid. The light is flowing like liquid.
So overwhelming.
So those...
There's something in... Steven? Steven, is that you?
Steven, is that you?
Electrical failures all over Tower 6.
Oh, nope, don't listen to that.
The light is flowing like liquid.
The little light should have turned off. Yeah, certain parts of the environment, if I walk over them, I get a little bit of vibration.
So that audio log seemed to indicate that the lights we're seeing are actually, like, not just a game trope, but actually a thing recognized within the story of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that's what it is.
It's over there to your right.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's coming towards me. It seems like if you get close enough to them, they fly at you. Where are you going? Come back here. I don't like the... It flies at you and then it flies away.
Yeah. So it really wants you to visit this farm thing, but that's...
Or not.
That's cool, crazy light.
I want to go through the building. Well, the doors are wide open. This looks like a AA meeting.
Yeah, it's to say.
What about the station?
Oh, whoa.
There's no way in or out of the valley. They're obviously serious about this flu thing.
Phil doesn't think it's flu at all.
He doesn't know flu at all.
For 30 years and he's seen plenty of flu, and he said this doesn't feel right at all.
Well, there's nothing of any use on the radio.
Sorry I'm late, everyone. Have you started?
Yes, but to be honest, there's not really that
It's
much
interesting.
to
It's like the lights are people.
This quarantine is in place. There's roadblocks and everything. No
Interesting.
one really seems
I
to
like
do
this.
anything, but people are definitely missing.
Yeah, I mean,
Too, not just a couple
I
of
like
things.
you have the glimmering light
Since
things.
yesterday, and the house is just sitting there.
The voice acting's good.
Just got back from the farm. All of Frank's cows died. and
Although I hear the studio a little bit.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, maybe that's just because I'm listening to it on my studio headphones.
That's
but-
fair.
We have to do it ourselves.
'cause I,
Do it ourselves.
Do a stock take or medication.
actually, I just wear these headphones to look cool.
Congregate at the village hall. It's best we get everyone in one place for the time being. I'll organise
Raffle prizes, alcohol.
Oh,
Okay. No more cider. Tell Charlie.
Let's start with what's here in the village.
That's cool.
I'll draw up a rota. Charlie, you help me with that?
Anything for you, Meg?
I'll head out into the valley.
Emergency
see all
meeting.
the isolated families.
Let's walk on.
And check in with Lizzie Graves at the camp.
Who
Has anyone
quarantined
seen
and what are
or
they
heard
not
of
telling
Steve
us?
Appleton or his
Yeah. So they're trying to basically tell you it's flu. Rubik's Cube. Can you enter?
I can't.
Why is there a Rubik's Cube there? Can you
Play-
knock over the tea glasses?
No.
Can you wreck some stuff up?
No, I can't. That's the flaw.
Nah, that is not, to me, that's not as big a deal as... But I do think that everything, or almost everything in the environment, you should be able to interact with it.
At least knock it over.
Or else this just feels too gamey for this type of thing.
Right, exactly. This is supposed to be this super immersive thing, but it really just feels... Oh, that does not open the direction I thought it did.
And
Come back here, light thing.
I think this is a perfect candidate for a VR game.
That's true.
This would look great in Rift because the graphical fidelity is pretty high, so you could get immersed in this world. This isn't some 8-bit-esque indie game, and it's being told in first person. And as we know, first person is what VR is for.
Whoa. Every time, man. Every time.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is that house that they were talking about with the door propped open.
The door is open.
I mean...
Meg?
Whoa.
Meg, are you here?
Meg.
Who's Meg?
She was in the... We heard about her last time.
Most of the village is gone now.
My head's killing me. Have you listened to the first?
This is cool.
No, I thought they were all dead.
There's a strange kind of...
It's almost like, you know, kind of that... You know, like in Lord of the Rings, where there's the whole, you have the ring, and...
Is Charlie back?
Wow. This is compelling.
That's all right, Father. Listen, you go on ahead. I'll just rest here a little longer.
You see the blood on the tissues?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Sorry, public health.
Well, then this is interesting, that it's kind of now dark.
Yeah. Prophetic fallacy.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's...
For everything I've been saying knocking this game, there's a core here.
There, I mean, that was kind of a hell of a hook right there.
That was a real touching scene. I now feel really sad that Meg's probably dead.
Yeah.
And it was her voice acting, had that right little touch where it wasn't overdone, but you're like, oh, she's dying.
Well, and the other thing is that like the house, when you walked in initially, it was really bright.
And now it's dark.
Well lit. Now it's dark, and not only that, it's actually harder for me to move. The movement through the house feels slower. So, now, I'm not sure if it's actually slower, if that's just a perception thing.
So one of the big complaints against this game originally is that the movement speed is so slow.
It really is for such a large environment.
And they added like a kind of a vaguely secret run function, but part of the thing is to have deliberate movement, and so that's the other big thing it's been knocked for. For me, I'm okay with the slower movement speed, but I also get motion sick. So it's not...
Let's go this way.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we've given it quite a bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, it is...
It's story-driven. It's story-driven, and I don't want to...
We basically picked it up right at the beginning of the show. It was the beginning of the game. So, we're, what?
20-ish minutes in.
20-ish minutes in. So we haven't given anything away. Other than it looks like it starts to hook you more as you go through the game, which is a good thing. So,
it's $20 on PSN right now for not that many hours of content, but it's not an unreasonable price. It's certainly not a full-priced game.
I'm going backwards.
It is. Well, where's the little spinning?
That's the
light
gate that I
orb
just
thing?
came out of.
Anyways, so let's go ahead and.
Play more Rocket League?
Not today, Jimmy. Maybe do we have two controllers up here?
We do.
Maybe we'll close the show with some Rocket League. We'll see how long this next segment takes. So, as some of you know, because we've talked about it back when this was an audio show, and we've talked about it on the podcast, what is now the podcast as well. I bought an Apple Watch as soon as I could. So I got
which was not immediately.
So I got mine like the day before my son was born. So right at the end of May. And so I actually know exactly how long I've had my Apple Watch because it's however long my son has been alive. This is a strange...
It's a really strange connection.
It's a strange... I mean, it's true though. So I've had... Thomas is about 13 weeks old. So I'm about 13 weeks in to my Apple Watch experience. And I wanted to talk about my time with it. And so I'm going to switch.
You need me to
grab this handheld camera, if I can.
Well, it's a good theory.
Yeah, so I'll grab the handheld camera and switch to the handheld input. Okay, here's my face.
Hello, Trey.
Hello. You can see the delay. It's real frightening. Okay, so this is my Apple Watch. You can kind of see my watch face. You can see my face in the watch face. And again, you've now seen the clear problem with the Apple Watch. The screen has now gone dark.
You don't want a mirror, you want to watch?
I don't want a mirror. Sometimes I want a mirror, but I want a mirror and a watch, and I'm okay with those two things being separate devices. And so...
I mean, it looks very nice.
It looks very nice. This is not an edition, but this is an Apple Watch, not a Sport. It's the stainless steel. I have one of the leather bands, and the band is very nice. I wear this in both work and casual. It looks good. People have commented about how good it looks. I like the way it looks. I don't, visually, it's not bad. And you can see how I've customized mine. I have my first meeting tomorrow. It's at 11:30. That's a lie. I actually have 9 o'clock that I forgot to enter. You have my little fitness wheel up here in the corner. And then I like to have the temperature because this is Houston and I want to know if I'm going to step outside and melt my face.
Doesn't change whether or not one melts one's face.
And here's the other thing. See how slow... So I click the weather icon. See how slow that loads? It's loading. It's loading. It's already started and stopped raining, right? And still it loads. Still loading. I mean, go make coffee, get a drink, and
even it gave up.
Even it, yeah.
It was like, nope.
No. And it loaded 3 hours later.
That's just ridiculous.
So there's a speed issue that's very real. Yeah. And so you can go to the menu of icons.
Ooh, look at that.
And the truth be told, I thought this would be unnavigable, and it's not. So you just kind of center on the thing you want, and you can click, but I think that's a little kludgy. You take here on the digital crown, you zoom in, and there you are. And then you use that as the kick out to kick back. So if I want to go back to clock, here, and out. And there's the...
So it looks like it almost has like a natural... Something will snap to the middle.
Yeah, kind of. It is trying to like...
It's trying to help.
Yeah, it's trying to help, and it does. Like, this menu looked much worse than it is. And so you can go to the Workouts app. Workouts app is actually one of my favorite applications. You can see I last used this to work out on July 4th, which is a really sad statement about my life right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Life with an infant. A function that's here that I don't ever use is this. And so I have my circles, and I don't ever use this because I don't have anyone else in this circle who would use who has an Apple Watch. So here's Sydney. I have the option to call Sydney, text Sydney, and that's it.
Your heartbeat?
No, I can only if she had an Apple Watch. But I'm not going to send, so I'm going to click text, and it's like I have these pre-canned things that I use sometimes. Or you can call, and that's going to bring up the Apple Watch as the speaker and as the microphone.
Yeah,
so you're I realized I just moved it out of focus.
Dick Tracy.
So you're Dick Tracying it, and that is like you're going up like this, and that is terrible. That is no, just no. So and that's I think in terms of seeing it, like you can get much better, clearer coverage of the Apple Watch. But to kind of...
I mean, really the question is, now that you are, 3.5 months into it, 4 months into it?
13 weeks.
13 weeks into it. Would you buy it again?
Well, I didn't buy... I mean, I was given it. I didn't buy it up front.
Would you buy it?
No. But I wouldn't buy it. Not because I don't think there's not anything compelling about it, but because I don't think there's enough compelling about it for the price.
Right.
Price remains the issue here.
So that one, how much does that one cost?
So this one was $700.
Yeah, so that's a lot of...
That's a lot. And it is a good-looking watch. It feels very premium. All of those...
Yeah, I mean, we should probably do the...
Yeah, so we have a Pebble, an original Pebble steel... and my Apple Watch, and so I'll pull it off my wrist and grab the camera and switch over. Switch. Switch. I just didn't click it. So
there it goes.
I mean, it's a good-looking watch, and definitely looks like a premium product, and looks more like a premium product than the Pebble Steel, which also looks good.
Yeah, the Pebble Steel blends in. In fact, if I have it on... Let me see, like that watch face, people often ask, is that a digital watch or a normal watch?
Right. But the thing...
But this right here is the primary difference between the two devices.
And there you go. Apple Watch is in mirror mode, which is not useful, and Pebble Steel is being a watch, which remains useful. And so, that...
Although I will say that the leather band on the Pebble Steel is starting to...
Yeah, but you can... I mean, that's...
To wear out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was today I had it where it kind of went on the fritz, where it kind of just like pixelated everything on the screen. And so I actually restarted it.
Yeah, but that's what, a $200 device?
When I bought it, it was a $220 device.
So if you have to replace it, even if you bought 2 of them, even if you bought 3 of them...
Well, I may buy a Pebble Time
Steel. Yeah.
10 days of battery life is really the compelling thing for me on that device.
See, Apple Watch always makes it through a day for me. Always makes it through a day. And I'm actually using it. So kind of back to my larger point here. The Apple Watch is not worth the money. Not at $350, or it's certainly not at $700 or $18,000. But the device does a number of things very well. And when I'm not wearing it, I miss having it. Which I think
that is the key there, that not having it is significant enough to really cause you to want to wear the device.
Right. And so coming
back.
So on Sundays,
for your next hit.
So on Sundays, I don't wear my Apple Watch, because on Sundays I really need to be able to tell the time independently of a device. I need to be able to just glance down subtly in the middle of worship service and know where we are. Right? That's really key to my job as a pastor running a worship service. And so I started out, for the first couple months, I wore my Apple Watch while running worship services, and that was unsatisfying. And so I said, okay, on Sundays I have a very nice, normal mechanical watch that I like a lot, and I'll wear that on Sundays, and I'll wear the Apple Watch the rest of the week. And on Sundays, periodically, I'll look down at my watch and go, oh, what's on my calendar? And of course it doesn't tell me, because it's just a normal fossil watch. Or, oh, what temperature? Oh, right.
Yeah, so that is one of the nice things about the Pebble, is that, because my phone is not connected, it's not going to give me any of that information, but it'll tell me the temperature.
No, so I've used...
The calendar event is the thing it doesn't give me. And the other thing is that I have to pick... I can have the Misfit app open where it'll show me the graphical, hey, okay, here's the time, but then this is how many steps you've had.
Yeah, so I have that all built into my one watch face.
So a single face, which
and
is nice.
The notifications are very nice. I miss having those notifications. I'll go on Sunday. Oh, I haven't got a text message in a while. Oh, right, I have to look at my phone for text messages. How archaic. I really, the functionality that it has is very good. And I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it works. I like the information it gives me. I find that I look at my phone less, which for me means I'm getting less distracted. So I'm just like, oh, that's an email I don't need to worry about, and I'm out. Oh,
right.
That's a text message I do need to respond to. Let me get my phone. Oh, who's calling? Whatever. It's just very easy.
Now, have you run into the problem that I know has kind of been a trope since the Apple Watch has come out, of people that are reading on their watch?
I can't say I'm not going to say I've never done that, because the digital crown is so smooth. It's a really easy to scan a quick email. I tend not to. I tend to go to my 6-inch iPhone, or whatever this is, 5.5-inch iPhone. But I have done that before. But I'm not one of those people who's going to tap out a response, unless it's I get texted a yes or no question, I hit the yes, and then off it goes. I do some of that, but nothing more elaborate. Right. I'm not sketching out little doodles or sending my friends my heartbeat or whatever. I also don't have any friends who also have an Apple Watch, so
also
that's not
sending
true.
Your heartbeat is weird.
My boss's boss has an Apple Watch. I can send my boss's boss my heartbeat. Why I would do that? I don't
think you would do that. No.
Why I would do that, I don't know. But I could if I so chose.
You should do it and report back on how that goes.
No, I like that my job helps fund this studio. I'm not going to do that.
And puts food on the table.
Puts food on the table and provides this house. Literally provides this house. And nope. So the Apple Watch, I'm not as down on it as some other reviewers.
What do you think the key feature for whatever the next iteration of the watch is?
A lower price. The features are not going to do this. As a smartwatch, this is fairly full-featured. And one of the joys of smartwatches is that they are relatively limited. I don't want it to do too many more things. I just want it to be cheaper.
Not $700.
Not $700.
So, and that's the thing that's crazy to me, is that Apple's selling these things at $700.
And they're selling some of them. They're not selling none of them.
Right. Whereas there are Android manufacturers, and part of this is that Android Wear took a little while to kind of not suck.
But certainly in the industrial design department, they suffered badly with those terrible Samsung things.
Yeah.
And now Samsung looks like they're going to release something that actually looks okay.
But it's not going to run Android Wear.
Right, it's going to run Tizen, which is also a terrible idea.
But anyways, the with the LG Watch Urbane, the Moto, what is it, Moto 360 2, expected to come out here in the next,
whatever that Huawei.
The Huawei watch.
Yeah, the Huawei.
Although that one's expected to be kind of in the same premium category, like next step up.
Yeah, but even still, $400.
Most of those watches are in the $300 to $350 range at the bottom intro. The entry level for the Apple Watch.
Right.
And I'm going to be honest with you. When you're looking at the Sport, which is the aluminum with the rubberized band, the $350, Samsung whatever is probably going to look better.
It's a lot more compelling in that regard. I think software-wise,
I think that they all understand. I think that finally the manufacturers understand that if they want to compete in this market, they're not competing with Fitbit.
Right.
They're competing with Fossil, Omega, Apple.
Well, right, and Apple is very literally competing with the Omegas of the world, right? In pricing it at, the one you really want, the most Omega-ish one is $1,000, right? And we talked about this before, but the real problem with Apple isn't even the body of the device, it's the bands. The bands are insane.
Ridiculous.
They're insane, and it's how they're making up their margins on this. So good job, Apple, but it's just... Because it's overpriced.
Just like they continue to convince people that there is $100 worth of cost from 16 to 64 gigabytes of storage, when you can easily go buy a micro SD card, a 128 gig micro SD card for half of that.
Yeah, and I just bought a 64 gigabyte SD card for $25. $25.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'd have one.
Yeah, I needed it for work. This wasn't a fun purchase.
So I think that it'll be interesting because now that Apple has kind of broken that market, because there are people that didn't buy it that have Android devices that, the cost proposition just wasn't there. But now it's kind of in the mainstream as this is a thing that you can have.
This is the thing.
And I think that this is the opportunity for the Android, Wear people to come back in and say, okay, this is our not crap, especially with like Fossil looking to get into it. And
here's my thing. Apple is always priced as a premium product. But this is too far. This is too far outside of what's reasonable for what it is.
Normal people in general are not spending. So the people that bought this watch were more people that want to buy iPhones than people that want to buy Omegas.
Right. And I think they misjudged the price point of the market too badly. Phones, it's never mattered because of the subsidies. Laptops, you get what you pay for. It's always been a little more expensive, but there's always been, and their high-end laptops are being bought by high-end professionals, right? Or really stupid college students.
Well, especially the
one you see
Pro.
here, that I'm using as a confidence monitor, like the 15-inch Pro. Those are not always even being bought by humans; those are being bought by companies. But for this, $700 or $1,000 or even $350 for a device category that's unproven, although a solid entry in that device category,
and they have done very well with it.
It is slow, but you don't actually want to look at the weather on your watch. Let's be clear: all you want's the temperature, or is it raining? Okay, you don't. Some of the full-featuredness, you don't need it. You can also ask Siri that.
Yeah, but I don't need to touch my phone. Okay, Google. It's right here somewhere.
It probably ran out of batteries. And on that note, we should probably get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of Techies Talking Tech Tonight. While Jimmy tries to find his lost Android.
Okay, Google.
It still hasn't responded.
Okay, Google, why don't you love me?
Because it's out of batteries.
It has batteries.
So we will be back next week. We will probably be live next week. So
crazy
we check back to the site for more on that. But with that,
goodbye, Internet.
Good night.